Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Baldur's Gate 2, The Shadows of Alm. Last time we did a bunch of night adventures. We tried to find Monty for Czar, but ended up helping the Harpers kill Czar, and we presume Monty's dead as well. Maybe he'll show up later on though. And then we went to the promenade to meet with Amma, the so-called Shadow Master or whatever of another city. She ended up being a friend of Mavar, and she tried to kill us. Didn't work out for her. She was actually pretty weak, but we did that. And then we met with the vampire mistress Bodhi, whatever her name is. But once she learned that we had basically become a leader of the Shadow Thieves, she said, "No, I can't help you. You can't help me. I can't help you. And next time we see each other, we're gonna kill each other." So that relationship fell apart. So I went to Galen and gave him the 15k.
Give me some direction.
Moved it into chapter 3, so we're now in chapter 3. And yeah, we're supposed to go meet with the head of the Shadow Thieves, the Shadow Master here, whose name is Aaron Linvale. But we're actually going to...
I'm waiting.
Excuse me. We're actually going to go do a couple of other things. Maybe a lot of other things before we actually go there. Because I feel like we might have rushed through chapter 2 a little bit. There's still a lot to do, and I don't want to go too far on, just in case. I don't know if there's I don't remember if there's a point in Baldur's Gate 1. I don't think there was a point in Baldur's Gate 1 where like you could no longer go back and do quests. So that might not be the case in this game either. But I don't want to take the risk until either somebody tells me in chat or in the comments, or I don't know, somebody else tells me, or I find it on the internet at some point looking around. I do try and avoid that though. Okay, so in here, have we gone to most places? We've gone to Copper Coronet, the temple, Galen's house, and the Derelict house. Everything else we haven't been to. We haven't been to this house, this house, this house, this thing, or this thing. So there's a couple things to do here, but I believe what I said I was going to do last time was we're going to do Ares quest. So that's the Bridge District. It's the only district we haven't been to yet. Let's go ahead and go there.
Greetings, citizens. I trust you'll be keeping your weapons at your sides.
Lieutenant Aegisfield. I should hate to have to run you by the garrison if anything should happen. I'm sure there are more important things than me for you to worry about. What are you implying? I don't take kindly to intimidation. No need. I'm not looking for a confrontation today. Make sure it stays that way. I recognize your face from somewhere, and I don't like it. There's been too much death already, and I'll not have you causing more. I'm warning everyone so as to get the word out that there are guards on the street. We've had a string of killings, and I don't want any more happening. What, a couple of fools die in a bar fight or something? People die all the time. This is a dangerous age we live in. Bandits are such, no doubt. I've had my fair share of attacks as well. Yeah, it's true. Bandits I can understand. They're easy enough to figure out. What's happening here is... it's murder, but not like I've seen before.
It's a disgustingly sick person out there, and I simply don't have the manpower to protect everyone.
He's been killing paupers, sometimes in the alley, where they sleep. Sounds like a fine start on reclaiming the streets from the beggars. Why would someone prey on the poor? What could they have to take? I have nothing to worry about. I have nothing in common with such people. That's true. Yeah, I like that one. I have nothing to worry about. He kills when the opportunity comes up. Recent victims were poor, but one was middle class. Do not dismiss this. You do not want to end up a victim. He flays them alive. There has been blood all over the area. Little Faraji, a local urchin, found the latest victim. I hate to think of a child seeing that. That sounds horrid. I can't imagine anything so awful. Why would someone want to do such a thing? The confines of the city do much to chisel at the sanity of its inhabitants. But I wonder if this is some other force at work. We had best be wary. Enough of this. I must go about my rounds. If you find any information about the murder, be sure to let me know. Don't go looking for trouble, though. I have enough problems with walkers and beggars. Old Rampa was damn near killed, and a street woman in the area, Rose, was plain lucky. Don't be like them. Oh yes, we've braved monsters, flaming fists, Saravok's assorted minions, only to fall to a sneak thief with an over-fondness for flesh. Excellent deduction. Alright, solve the Skinner murders in the Bridge District. One thing after another, huh? The lieutenant mentioned that there was a series of grisly murders occurring in the Bridge District. Someone is murdering the poor in the streets and removing their skin in a hideous fashion. He mentioned that a child, Faraji, saw the most recent victim, and also mentioned a beggar Rampa and a courtesan Rose as being involved in an investigation somehow. Alright, well,
It's done.
it's not too pressing to Heliax, but if we come across these things, we'll take a look into it. Are we allowed to take these things? Oh, there's nothing in there. That doesn't look good, does it?
I'll trade you a few words, sure enough.
I'll tell you, it's only going to get worse. And you can't tell who they are by looking at them. This one here was in my tavern just last night. Hush up, you. He was a man like any other. Just because he was in with that shadow thief crowd doesn't mean you should refuse to serve him. He got his own trouble anyway, without you helping. Have to refuse half the city if you bar shadow thieves. Probably end up dead too. They don't scare me. Look at this bunch, dead as they can get, and their black little hoodies didn't help them one bit. What killed them was a lot more than you could handle. Look at the marks on them. If this is a guild war like they say, it's just going to get worse. Yeah, you said that already. Maybe I should close up shop for a few 10 days. I could use a break. You close up when someone spills salt or forgets to knock on wood, you old worrywart. Business as usual for me. We'll see. Guild wars just mean trouble. Lots of trouble. Is that the vampires attacking? Yeah, we're gonna have to deal with them, aren't we? Well, we know where they're at. They're in the crypts, right? Let's take a look at here. What we got here? We got Balthus Estate, 5 Flagons Inn. That's where we gotta go. Merchant Square, Estate of Sark Farad, Tanner Shop, Delasar's Inn, Temple of Helm, Derelict House, District Exit. Maybe one hell of a place to have an estate, huh? On this big old bridge. It's actually a really cool bridge, to be honest. This is the Flagon, right? I think so. Hi, there's Rose.
Are you interested in some thrills, darling?
Hello there, handsome. What is it that Rose can do for you? Need a little rest and relaxation from your travels? Perhaps, though I am more interested in a little information right now. With you? Not on your life. I just want some answers. No, thank you. Perhaps. Information costs just like anything else. If you got the coin, I'll chit-chat as long as you like. 20 gold to your taste? We'll have a nice long chat. Sure. Sounds good to me. Good. Talk all you want, then. I'll be your sympathetic ear. What's on baby's mind? The guards seem to think you saw something at a recent murder. That Aegis-filled talks too much. I told him what I saw, which was nothing. A man in a hood. That's it. That's all I saw. Didn't know the poor sod that died. Wait. There was something else. A smell. Besides the blood, I mean. I think I smelled girl berries? Yes, that's it. Girl berries or something like it. What are they used for? I can't recall. The guards didn't seem to think the information was important. They just laughed. I would probably recognize it if I smelled it again. Talk to that merchant Bell. He might know what smells like that. I'll see if I can choose between whatever he suggests. That'll help you, sweetie. Thank you. I'll be back soon. I'll be waiting. You bought your time. Alright. Bell.
Have a look at my wares. I trust you'll find them all in satisfactory condition.
What can I do for you today? You seem a bit agitated. Anything you need? What do you have for sale? Or what do you have that smells like girl berries? Locally? Well, let me think. I know of 3 things with that smell. Girl berries are one, and the bark of the oak is similar. And solic berries too. What would these things be used for locally? Well, I do a brisk business in girl berries. They are used in folk remedies, turned into topical salves for intimate afflictions. Oak bark is used to maintain tannin, or make tannin, I believe. Natural curative agent for working with skins. Been in use for centuries. There's a tanner, Rejik Heidsman, who has a shop near here. He might have some tannin. I'm not sure. Might be worth it to ask him. Solic berries are used in a local bakery for their signature mumbleberry pie. Very tasty, but they are closed now. It's the berries off season. I have some of each if you wish, free of charge because it's been a slow day. Was there anything else? No, thank you. As you wish. I will be here if you wish to return. Oh, he gave me a sample of each. Thank you, buddy.
Are you interested in some thrills, darling?
Back again? This has to be the weirdest question I've ever asked a customer. But do you have what you wanted me to smell? Yes, I do. He gave me 3 things for you to sample. Alright then, I'll have a look. Let me have those. I've just remembered why I knew it smelled like girl berries. That was not what made the man smell like. That was not what the man smelled like. No wonder the guards were laughing. Never mind. Next. The topical, yes, yeah. Solic berries. Mumbleberry pie, right? That's not the smell, though. Good thing, too. I'd hate to think of the murders every time I smell the pie. Next. That's the one. This tree bark stuff. It was stronger smelling on him, though. This is the same, but it's faint. What would make him smell like this? It's oak bark. It's used to make tannin, for making leather. So he might have worked with leather? Odd. Well, I hope that helped. You've got what you wanted. Off with you now. Perhaps. No. Goodbye. Bye. Okay, so Rob's gonna need to stop by the tanner. See what else this guy has to sell.
I trust you'll find them all in satisfactory condition.
Yeah, what are you selling? Okay, anything good? Anything good at all? No. What about this store? Keep down here.
Greetings, good customer.
Hello to you.
To you.
Hello to you, my lord. I have a small amount of goods that I sell out of my cart here, some of which you might be interested in. It's not stolen merchandise, is it? Yeah, what do you got? Yeah, I don't care if it's stolen. Good berries. Interesting. Didn't know you could sell good berries. Potions of healing, heroism, improvisation, gym bag. Okay. Nothing I need right now. Let's head over to the Red Flagon. Alright. Jerry. Okay, we got a few people in here. Lord Stirk. Bell. Thalia Thunderburp. Jerry. Rothgar. Firehammer. Uda. Alright. Talk to these guys first.
You're rather outlandish folk to be wandering round here.
Hey, I'm walking here. Just because I'm short doesn't mean you can push me around. Okay. Rothgar. Grog. Tavern patron. Lord Stirk.
My time is quick, so be brief, commoner.
I tried going to that theater they have in the cellar here, but it's so dusty and drab. That and the plays are horribly melodramatic. Belle. Hello, Belle.
Hello there.
Try anything with me and you might live to regret it. Okay. Very pleasant people here. Tavern patron. There's Thalia Thunderburp.
Oh, it's a fine day for meeting new friends.
Careful, big man. I'm a halfling serving lass, not a footstool. I'm sorry, little halfling. Yeah, watch your step, Minsk. Uda. Just want to say hi. Oh, Thalia is Samuel's
I say,
relative.
you have nothing better to do.
Out! Out! Out of my kitchen! It's not enough that Uda must protect food from little halfling fingers all day long. Is this like a halfling bar? Hello?
Hello, me good smiling friends.
Here at the Five Flagons, you'll find a cheery smile in every beverage in Faerun available for your appreciation. Murders. You have every type of drink. You have every type of drink available. I hardly believe that. It's true, my friend. I may not keep it all on the shelf. Not much call for Turnish beer, for instance, but I bet the fur on my feet I have it in the cellar. Alright, you've piqued my interest. Let me look what you have. But of course, take a look at the shelves. We have Tetherian brandy, Symbian mead, Theskin dark ale, even a bit of dwarven grog if that tickles your fancy. And if you haven't already, do take a look at the theater established downstairs. I'm told the plays are marvel. Ooh, but I prattle. Let me get you a menu. Ooh, you have royal rooms. I already like this place a lot. Ooh, Evermead. Let's have some golden sands. I'm on a budget. Haven't heard any rumors while drinking yet. Alright, let's go down. I think that's where they said we needed to go anyway.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
Pleasure to meet you.
A fair eve to ye, sir. The troupe of players is just beginning its next performance. If you wish to partake, we ask you donate 5 gold for a ticket, but it's not required. Would you like to purchase a ticket then? What sort of play is this? It is a most dramatic play, but put on by 5 members of the Sigil troupe. 'Tis better to see than to be described. Would you like the ticket then, mayhap? Certainly. Most gracious of ye, sir. You may enter the theater as ye wish. Just show the ticket to yon ushers, please.
If it must be done.
Yes?
Thank you, sir. Go on inside. Hope you enjoy the play. Alright. What do we got here?
Oh, your lover has abandoned thee, sweet Lunesia. You have only one option left. Turnest thou to me, and let us be wed at last.
No, Kirinaldo. I cannot. Oh, Rodrigo, my fair love, where hast thou gone?
There he is.
Here I am. Here I am, my, sweetums.
Yes, Rodrigo, it is thee at long last. But where have...
I've been, across the sea, my fair one. Yes, that's it. Across the sea, and,
Say, that's not the actor they had last time.
And perhaps on the new lands, my lord?
yes, that's it. On the new lands. Yes,
Poor Biff.
Where's the actor that was here last time? Ugh.
This is terrible, awful.
Boo!
But is it Rodrigo? No, how can this be?
well, you should be, so, confused? It is confused, right?
It is baffled.
Baffled, yes.
Come on,
well,
Biff.
You should look so baffled, my lord, Kirinaldo. 'Twas you who,
Terrible. Get him off the stage.
which that, in a way,
Arranged for me to be shipped across the sea.
huh? What's that?
Yes, you are correct, Rodrigo. 'Twas I that arranged for thy trip across the great ocean. 'Twas, truly fiendish of me, but how did thy ever come to return so quickly?
I forget. I'm just the understudy. Mary Spain, I refuse to watch this.
I agree. Boo! Boo!
Boo!
Boo! Boo! That's awful. Hannibal!
Give me my money back.
Oh dear.
Hey, my money. Where's my money?
I am sorry, good folk of the audience. As you can see, things are not quite right with our troupe due to circumstances beyond our control.
Oh no. They're gonna ask me to perform, aren't they? What is this? Minsky and Boo were just getting into the wonderful story when it was sadly interrupted. A work of mastery this is.
I beg of you, good people, come back another day when we have restored matters. We shall prove to you then that the Sigil troop is worthy of your attention and coin. And we shall do so for free, of course. And one final odd request, good folk. If you or another knows of those who are skilled in the arts of sword and adventure, do send them to speak to me. It is a matter of utmost urgency.
Or maybe we have to save Rodrigo.
Tell them to come and speak to I, Raelis Shy. Until then, I apologize again and bid you a fair evening.
Okay. Raelis Shy asks for aid. Alright, let's go up, see what's going on. Going backstage. Look at this. VIP access. Hello.
Hello. I am afraid if you are looking for a refund for tonight's performance, I can only tell you to come back when our troop is not in such disarray.
Oh, we're not here to... That is, we've come to help you if we can. My uncle... Well, he's not really my uncle. He seems to know you and asked me to come and see you. You know, there's a... Never mind. Then you are certainly welcome here amongst us, dear child. But I'm afraid you have me at somewhat of a loss. Who is this uncle you speak of? Quail. His name is Quail. He raised me in the circus. Ah, yes, the young illusionist gnome. I heard he had come to the city, but had not expected him to reply to my letter so quickly. How does he fare, dear elf? The young? You must have known him a little long... You must have known him a long time ago, then. Quail is fine. He's running the circus here in the city and asked us to come here when he received your letter. If this is so, then yon gnome has done far more than I thought possible. A more than fair return for the time I had aided him in the sigil. Will you help me, child? It's more up to Heliax, really, ma'am. I've been traveling with him, but he's the one with the experience to help you. Maybe you could tell us what's wrong? You must hear our story, then. One of our actors, here Dallas, has been kidnapped by a wizard native to this city. He has made no effort to negotiate with us. The wizard's greed may have called to him at the sight of Herr Dallas's beloved gem, something our sparrow would not gladly surrender. So this wizard has stolen both away, and there's nothing we can do. I would ask that you return our sparrow and his gem to us both, by whatever means possible. Who is this wizard, and where can I find him? Oh, why don't you contact the city guard about this? I'm unsure of your particular customs, but it has never been the sigil's fortune to be treated fairly by the many city authorities that we have come across. As well, though, Herr Dallas might be released, would the gem be returned? The wizard could say it is his, and we could offer no proof to the contrary. No, we must have our brother and his gem both safely returned, with no questions asked us due to our strangeness. This is the best way. Okay. Who is this wizard, then, and where might I find him? His name is Mekrath, I believe. I know that his lair can be accessed through the city sewers, though where exactly it lies is a mystery. Why do you not simply contact the city guards? I see. What kind of reward? What's the reward here? We are but a destitute troop of players, child, and can afford little. Mekrath may have treasures of his own, wrested from his grasp if you wish to do so. But coin is ever on the tongue. I can offer you 300 gold for our sparrow's return. Bring back the gem, and I can more than double that. Is that sufficient? I'd like to know... Let ask first. Okay. That'll do. Yep. Yes. Fly, then. Fetch our brother away from his captor, however you might, and return to us soon. My prayers go with you, my good man. I'm pleased that you're willing to help her. If I remember right, we should be able to enter the sewers in the temple district from there. Or from there, we can track down this wizard Mekrath. Alright, that's 2 things we have to do in the sewer. It might be a little longer before we get out of the city than I thought. Okay, so we need to go to the sewer for that. But before we do that, we might as well look into this murder investigation while we're here in this part of the city. And we've already got a lead. Let's head over to the tanner.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
It can't be the tanner, right? It's never your first suspect.
It's probably best left to me.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
I never saw much of the cities from the circus. Are they all so crowded like
No
this?
concern.
Can we get there from here? Oh, guess we can.
I'm sorry I am closed at the moment. Come back when I have replenished my stock.
Why are you closed? Hiding something, are you? Where were you when the last murder victim was found? Mm-hmm. Can I ask you a few questions about the local murders? The guards have already canvassed the neighborhood, so if you want anything, go talk to them. I don't know who or what you are, so I'm not talking to you. I think you should. There is a tannin smell on the murderer. What is your point? It is a common smell, especially on new armor. Many sets are sold each day. I'm not responsible for how they are used any more than a blacksmith would be. No. If that is the extent of your evidence, then you have nothing more to say. I am a respected businessman, and if common sense will not keep you away, then I shall have the guards force you to leave. Perhaps I should kill you just to be sure. I will be back. This is not over. Then I will have armed guards waiting. Go. Yeah, you just signing those men up to die, but that's okay. Who are the other people I need to talk to here? Rampa, a beggar, and Faraji, a child. Okay.
I'll see to it.
Let's take a look around, see if we can't find these people.
You point, I punch.
Boo is curious and keeps bringing up the question of when we will travel to the Emersail village. And I heartily agree. We are heroes, and they are in need of heroes. It is a match even Minsk can see. We must go where evil is in the most need of a beating, so Minsk will leave that decision up to you, Heliax. Still, we must not disappoint the little boy. Oh yeah, of course. We'll get there, don't worry, buddy. I haven't forgotten. Alright, what's down over here?
Work faster, you useless dogs! Faster, I say! We shall never have the ships loaded on time if you continue to be so lazy!
Don't be sick. Sick? He must slow, master.
Never! I'll not lose a commission because of you damnable ogres! Work faster, I say!
You know nice. We ogres know work.
Yes, we know work for you if you so mean. Don't force me to get the whip out, you moronic twits. Keep loading, I say. Keep loading. Why does he keep whipping those poor creatures? Oh, this is horrid. I can't watch this. No. We know work. We stop you. Rawr. Oh, it seems the tables have turned on you, on your merchant, eh? Well, never let it be said that Corrigan turned down a good party.
You die.
Now we're just gonna let that happen. And we'll take his goat. There we go. Nice and easy. That was all that was down here? Okay. So over there's the inn. Wonder if we missed a beggar like over here or something. Let's backtrack over there. What a hell of an estate. Look at how big it is. That's crazy. I wonder who lives there. Some rich person. Oh, there's Grandpa. Yeah, we walked right past him. Hello, sir. Oh, I'm way back here. Yeah, I missed the steps. It's a common mistake.
Miserable ragamuffins.
Who's that? Who's spoken at old Grandpa? What's you want? Get off. I just feel sent you? I ain't stole nothing. Easy, old timer. I just wanted to ask you something about the local murders. You need a few coins? Maybe I could bend your ear for a few coins. He wants to talk for golds? Then go away. Okay, you speak and Rampa will listen. But don't you go and try no silly business. Agreed. So, tell me, what do you know of the murders? Nothing. Not a thing. Nothing? Not a thing? The guards thought you might. Don't know nothing. Guards kept us away. They know all I know, that's it. But I got something they don't. I got what they don't. They be blind, but I saw it, and now it's all mine. What'd you get, Grandpa? What'd you find? Not telling. You want? You gotta buy. I found it. Right near a body, it's mine, so you gotta pay. You pay 100 gold. Yeah, 100. Alright, here you go. Now what'd you find? It's not human flesh. Don't you think it is? 'Cause it's not. It's leather, but it's not human flesh, I tell you. Them bodies be flayed and have none, but this ain't theirs. Thank you, Grandpa. I'll be going now. You good and go. Take that leather because it's not human flesh. That is different. You go and dance now. Talk to the seller that buys. Okay. I was able to get a piece of strange leather from the beggar Rampa, who claimed that it was not human flesh. He found it near one of the victims, however, and suggested that I speak to the seller that buys, which I assume means a merchant, to find out exactly what it is. The seller that buys. I guess Bell? Bell? Mr. Delmark? I got this leather here. What is it?
Well, you look like the sort who has more than 2 gold pieces to rub together.
Watch this guy be the murderer. I wish to know if you can identify this piece of leather. It's a little odd. Let me see. Looks quite thick indeed. Very rare, but I have seen it before. This is elephant hide. Good for strong armor, but I rarely see it. Where would someone get such a leather? The obvious answer would be from an elephant. No, you're not in a joking mood, are you? Well, there are perhaps a few places one might get such hide. A tanner might see such hide on occasion, though it would be rare. It might be difficult to work with as well. I do not hear about such things all that often. If you want to know more, you might speak to an actual tanner. There's one not far from here, in the house to the south. Regiuk, if I remember his name. There's also a circus in town. I don't know if they have elephants, but the animal tamer would have certainly seen some in the past. Do you need anything else? No, that's it. As you wish. I'll be here most days. Okay. I feel like he's not going to be very receptive to me after, me barging in and kind of accusing him of the murder last time, but...
What is it?
I can break an arm or a leg for a copper or 2.
He had some thugs this time, huh?
I'm sorry, I am closed at the moment. Come back when I have replenished my stock.
Can I ask you a few questions about the local murder? The guards have already canvassed the neighborhood. You had better. The elephant hide and tannin were found where people died.
I see. You have gathered this evidence?
I suppose others will know of this as well, then? Then it will not stop with you leaving. It's funny, isn't it? A simple piece of leather and a whiff of tannin. If my leather had not been torn, I would not have worn the new armor. No tear would have meant no smell. So you're admitting to being the killer? Why'd you do this? I might as well try to explain the sun to the moon. You cannot understand. My work must go on. There's only one place left for my craft to go, and you cannot stand in the way. Where'd he go?
Blood and glory! Now you die! Next way! About time we got to business! You're worthless man! And here!
Okay, one more.
Aye, this must be a grand enough lot. Mayhap I won't be needing to kill y'all anytime soon.
Okay.
I'm waiting.
So he just vanished. That's not fair. The merchant Bell identified. Bell thought the tanner might. He mentioned. I think he didn't. Yeah. Okay. I guess we go back to the guard.
Yeah, it's done.
Let's leave this place first. Or maybe did he just go downstairs? He might have just gone downstairs. That's probably where he went. Let's follow him down there.
Yes.
Ah, yes. The tanner's workshop. What a wonderful display these entrails make. Huh. I wonder what the exact nature of this work is. This should be interesting.
Nature's servant awaits.
This place smells heavily of death, Heliax, and the evidence of it is all around us. Step carefully, for I believe we entered the workshop sanctum of a madman. There's more stairs over there.
Give me some direction.
Uh-huh.
I'm waiting. I'm there. Yeah? If it must be done.
Keep an eye out for traps. I guess I should just go alone right now, huh?
It's probably best left to me.
Okay. Oh, damn it. Too many potions. Keep looking for traps. There's another one.
Nature could find a home here if it were properly
Another.
cleansed and balanced.
Nothing there. This is trap. Aha! Tanner's letter. I am bid to write this by those we serve. You who carry out the work, I am your humble servant. When at last you need the final ingredient for the grand project, I shall be the one that brings it to you. Seek me out in the hills of Umar, and signal your identity with the purchase of the book, The History of Zentarum. This will identify you, for I do not know your name, nor should I. The need for security is paramount, so you must utter my secret name, constructed from the name of your immediate master. There will be no mistake with this method. Our names are the same in the scale and their cut. The last of his begins just as the first of mine. The second of my first is the second of his first, though regressed a full 4 steps. The third of my first is 4 more than the last of his first. The entire last of my first is the last of his first.
Eri, I've noticed the unfortunate fact that you live by one of the great lessons of history, that nothing is often a good thing to do and a clever thing to say.
Edwin. I was reading, sir.
What? Where did that emerge from, Spellbinder? What have I done to you?
Ruffle your feathers? Just clipping your wings to ensure you remain that word to your vastly superiors, my little chickadee. Okay. Edwin, don't interrupt me again. So this is a riddle on how to say the name, right? I'm sorry for James, but it is certain that you only shall know this. I await your arrival. Our names are the same in their scale, in their cut. So, his name is the same length as the master's name? Is that what he's saying? Oh, that's going to be annoying. Let's take this. I have no idea how I'm going to figure that out. Protection from electricity. Okay.
I'm waiting. Hey, not a concern.
Alright, down we go. You think there's gonna be electricity down here? No. You have no victory here. Rajik must work on. What is this? You support this fiend? Who are you? Who have you aligned yourself with? Why have you aligned yourself with this common murderer? There'll be no mercy for this villain or his allies. We can surely come to an agreement. There has been enough death. Who are you? There is nothing common here. The work will continue. You will not be allowed to stop what we wish to build. Velendan does command your death. Wonder if this is the guy. Velendan. Corgan, you got to him.
I'll help however I
You're
can.
casting something.
What is it now?
Edwin. Go ahead, cast haste.
What can I do?
And you finish whatever you're casting. Oh, I got an achievement. Grand Detective. Wait, did they escape again? Seems like they did. I don't like that. Short sword.
Give me some direction. I'm waiting. I hope this is worth it.
Ooh.
Could we not have hired some poor fools to do this for us? This is no place for a man of my stature.
What is this? Gessen bow shaft. This is one part of the Gessen bow, a powerful short bow created by Gessen Khan and used on its own creator when it was stolen by the Shadow Thieves. Legend relates that the bow fires bolts of lightning instead of arrows, and it has been highly sought in the past by Shadow Thieves for use by their assassins and by cowled wizards for study. Oh. We gotta get the bowstring for it or something?
Give me some direction. I'll see to it.
Alright, this goes to you. This goes to me. Got one more here. I want you to learn this. Perfect.
I'm waiting. It's done.
And a gold. Okay, anything else here? No.
I'm there.
Oh, hi.
You.
Oh, level up. For Corgan.
We have such stories amongst my people.
So there's still another guy here,
Being
right?
underground is just not for the Avariel.
I think we do have a detect invisibility, don't we?
Go bother someone else.
Try that.
Give me some. I'm willing.
I don't know. Did we get an update on that?
I'm waiting.
Okay, there's definitely something going on. Maybe we have a scroll of detect invisibility. Maybe that's what I remember seeing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably best left.
This is a lot more exciting
Try
than
that.
any circus.
Give me some direction. Not a concern.
No? Still nothing, huh? Huh, I don't know. I don't know. Did this get updated? Rejik was obviously responsible for the murders according to his own words, and the wizard Velendon in the back of his shop was allied with him and spoke of a larger work that was being performed. I am unsure if this ends here or not, but the tanner has certainly escaped for now. The mage must have spirited him away. Okay.
I'm waiting.
Baldur. I wonder if that's a name that we need to know.
I'll see.
Trying to remember that.
It's done.
Okay, I guess we'll go talk to the guard.
I'm there.
Back to Aegis. Aegis Field. And then we need to go to the sewers, right? Yeah. Yep. There wasn't a tavern at the Temple District, right? So maybe we should sleep first too. Oh!
No! Stay back! I've got a knife! I won't go with you!
Marith.
Come, child. There's no need for this. Your mother is with us. She's waiting for you.
You're lying! My mother isn't with you! She's...
She sent us to fetch you, my dear. Take my hand and you shall see. Warwick, Ellis, watch the sides.
Get away from her, you witch!
What is this?
Was that? Cool, who is this?
Hey, you kiddo.
Yeah.
I need you to take this and squeeze it real hard, alright?
Hey, Nira.
What's going on? Who are you?
I'm Nira. I'm gonna take you somewhere safe. Just take the talisman, alright?
Is this a trick? Are you trying to hurt me?
Yes.
Step away from the child, elf. She's ours.
Half elf? And if you don't get out of here, things are gonna get really ugly. As ugly as that witch and her tricks.
Squeeze the talisman. I'll be right behind you. Hold still. Child, this won't hurt a bit.
Before...
Yes! I knew you had it in you. Huh. Sorry, witch and witch lackeys. She's safe now.
You didn't think this through, did you?
Not real well. But that's what magic is for.
Another one eludes us.
Why did you hesitate? Warwick, Ellis, you should have grabbed the child before she had a chance to teleport.
I suppose the fault is as much mine as yours. I was the one who trusted you, after all. Come along.
Hi, Nira. Bye, Nira. Alright, well, Nira's in the game. We kind of already knew that, but we didn't know when we were going to see her. Looks like she's still messing with the red mages. Lieutenant.
Oh, it's you again.
I see you are back. Have you heard anything that might help me in finding the crazy that has been killing people? I found out who it is. It was the tanner, Ryjik. It was the tanner? You've exposed him? What was your evidence of this? Tannin and leather on the scene. His home held other victims too. Sounds like you did some excellent work. I am grateful. We're short on men to investigate crimes where the poor suffer. You will be well liked around here. Here is your reward for your trouble, though it is probably not over yet. I'll have the guard try and spot Ryjik, but who knows what he will do. I thank you again. Thank you. Oh, my reputation.
Better times drown and face first in gutter water.
Give me some
from
droids,
every
probably
orifice.
best.
Oh yeah, Corgan leveled up.
What do you want, groundling?
Level 11. I can't get over how good his axe is. I mean, next time we get one of these, you need to make sure it goes in there. You can get anything this time. 3 additional hit points. 3 is the magic number for this next batch of levels, it looks like. There we go. So he needs 241,000 to get another level. Next up, it looks like it might be Aerie if she's with us long enough. Although we're going into the sewers, so she's probably going to be with us for a little bit. And Jaheira's there too.
I'm waiting.
Okay. Let's go ahead and rest. Get our spell slots back and everything. Should we go over here and make sure there's not like any quests, like quick quests to do there first? There's an inn. Maybe we'll go sleep at the inn. We haven't seen that inn. So let's go over there. Not that the flagon was a bad place. It actually was pretty nice. They had royal quarters. Hear ye, hear ye. This is a spot, right?
The seas are sure rough this time.
Oh, it's Ed here. The portrait pack. I be Dennis, the leader of many mercenary fellows here out of... not really. I can't believe they have that picture in here. Out of Rataven. If you want to keep your face on straight, you'll stay well clear of us. Fine. As long as you stay clear of me. Agreed. Now get lost. Okay. Yeah, I was just looking for a bed, man. No big deal.
I hope this is worth it.
Anybody of note in here? Okay, I'm guessing that's how we get in. Caldbor. Wait, who's this? Alondra.
Well, if you wants to go strapping with this nab, you'll first have to give up the socket money.
I'd be glad that the murders be over with, but now the constant irritations of the guard is almost too much to bear.
Never had breath. No,
If there's something that ye be wanting, say so quickly. Delasar's be a busy place, and I be always short-staffed. With little time for even for ye. Why are you short-staffed? That's a good question. The guards who come here sometimes cause problems, but usually I be driving off me winches with me quick temper. Now get lost. No.
never had breath.
Do you have any entertainment here? Does it be seeming like I was as entertainment, aye? This here be a drinking hole and nothing other. If you be wanting to see flouncy actors and singing, you should head over to the Five Flagons. I hear that the halfling fellow went and built a bloody theater out of his cellar. All the power to him, but most folk I know are only interested in drink. Good thing that is too.
You're not mercenaries, are you? I hate those money-grubbing scum.
What do you got? Fine, but if he drinks too much and gets into trouble with the guard, don't come crying to me. And if he falls down drunk, I'd be throwing you out on the road. Okay. Oh, you got royal quarters too. And in here, you've got a whole lot of nada. Potions of healing, which are good, but not what I'm after. Not what I am seeking. You have this mace, we don't need that one. And then you can have that and that as well. I think that was all the things we need to give you. Alright, royal quarters, please. Hell yeah. Alright, well rested. Let's get out of here.
Give me some direction. Yeah, I'll see to it. It's done.
Anything else of note? Just a temple and that derelict house. I don't think we need to worry about those too much. How do we get out of here? We're locked in.
I'm there.
Oh, that's you guys again. We're just leaving. This is the only way out, apparently. Kind of weird.
If it must be done.
The courtesan right outside the Temple of Helm. Who are these guys? Lord Diana?
Is it important, peasant?
What do you think, Lord Favorin? Is this the one we were supposed to come here and see? How should I know, my dear Lady Diana? These commoners all look alike to me. Yes, that is true. Dusty and sweaty, each and every one of them. It does upset my delicate nature to be so near to them sometimes. You are a brave, brave soul, my sweet. Oh, thank you, darling. It is so kind of you to say such. Not at all, not at all. Now, do send the smelly peasant away, yes? Oh, yes, I had almost forgotten. Thank you, Lord Favorin. Go away, peasant. Shoo, shoo. Lovely people. Alright, I think that's it. Let's go ahead and head to the Temple District.
Apples? Apples, 1 copper. Apples?
Hmm? Oh, it turned to night. The vampires are gonna come out. Is Nira? Yep.
Oh, come on! Who just tips water barrels over in the street?
Oh, that was me.
Wait a tick. Is that you? You look, older.
Do I?
Wait, no. Great. You look great.
Don't you remember me? Way up near Baldur's Gate, I kept lighting things on fire. Or I kept lighting things on fire. Of course, Nira. How could I forget? It's good to see you again. Yes, I think I recall meeting you. I'm sorry, I don't believe we've ever met. No, not at all. Of course, Nira. How are you doing?
Good to see you, too. How funny to run into you here. Some days, it's good to be a wild mage, you know? But other days, it's like herding cats. Blind cats who hate each other.
I've been trying to transport myself out of Athkatla, but, well, here I am. I saw you with the Red Wizard. What was all that about?
You saw that? And you just stood there and watched? Thanks a bunch.
Yeah, no problem.
No matter, I guess. That was a red wizard of Thay named Laneth. That girl was a wild mage like me.
A mageling? I don't know. Anyway, Laneth wanted to take her. Where did the girl disappear to?
The Hidden Refuge. It's a camp I and some other wild mages set up as a sanctuary for people like us.
The Red Wizards have been actively pursuing wild mages lately. After ages of them chasing me around, I decided to take action. Good on me, right? Sure. Now, what is keeping your magic from working? What is keeping your magic from working?
Wild magic is wild. Not much I can do about that.
I gave away the last of my Hearthfire talismans, which would have got me there a little more directly. And where are you trying to go?
The Hidden Refuge.
Okay, we already did that. Is there anything I can do to help?
Wild mages. At the moment, no. But I'd really appreciate it if you could meet me at the Wild Forest.
We can talk more there, and I can show you what we've been doing. I'm so proud of it. I'll mark the forest location on your map.
In the meantime, it looks like I'm hoofing it. Unless you happen to have a jade figurine of a horse in a saddle.
No? Well, never hurts to ask. Bye. Bye, Nira. Nira's Hidden Refuge. Okay, cool.
It's probably best.
I'm actually glad that we get to... We have to... She wasn't, like, immediately joining us. I kind of want to keep Edwin with us for a little bit longer.
Hey, not a concern.
The scars would heal. I have a life to continue, and I do not need to be picking at old wounds.
They give character in the end. They define where we have been. Alright. There's little alternative to time, though. I would not have thought you so weak. What are a few marks here and there? Ah, they give you character. True enough. But I think I was speaking of emotional markings. Perhaps I was as well. I have heard enough of such things. Let's quit the whining. Perhaps I was as well. Ah, I see. They are one and the same in the long run. I imagine they will both heal in time, given favorable conditions to do so. I think we'll both be fine. Yeah, probably. I mean, as long as I find Emma before she gets hurt. Which isn't looking good on that matter. But, you know, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You're just gonna keep on doing quests in the meantime. Alright, there's the sewer entrance. Oh, and a prophet. Hello.
Cast off your old beliefs and be saved.
You shall cower before the dread gaze of the unseeing eye. Bow down and pluck out your monstrosities ere you are thrown into the pit of the faithless. Who are you? I am your dreaded savior. I am the fire that shall light the path to your redemption, faithless one. Hear my words and tremble in the knowledge that you have been presented the chance to worship amongst the unseeing. Once I was a worshipper of the false helm, but I have been shown the true path and been stripped of my eyes. I will drag you onto the true path. Oh, quake you will in your boots if you refuse the benevolent gift of the unseeing eye. He will smite those who errantly hold on to their bulbous orbs of false sight and cast them into the pit of faithless. All of you will shake with fear before him. Who is this unseeing eye? He requires his followers to pluck out their eyes? What kind of nonsense is that? Then I would be as blind as you. Number 2. I see better than you, faithless one. I see the false god's stink as it wafts from your soul. Cast aside your unholy ways and bow down before the unseeing eye. I'll be leaving now, thank you. Oh, you shall surely burn, you will. The foul sight that you linger onto shall draw his holy presence before you, and you shall be cast from this world as a blight of evil. The faithless shall beware his coming, and the faithful shall rejoice. Alright, I was kind of hoping I'd be able to join him, but I didn't see that option. Let me just make sure.
Kneel and repent.
I don't think I've seen this. Who is this unseeing eye that you worship? The unseeing eye has come to us and shown us the true path. I have stricken my eyes out only to see what has never been before revealed. The Master has called us to spread the word of he who shall cause the false gods to cry out in their folly before the sightless gaze. Are you saying that everyone should strike themselves blind? What kind of foolishness is that? Tell me who you are. I am your dreaded savior. Yeah, that one we've heard. Okay. Okay, I'll be leaving. Just wanted to make sure he didn't have anything that said, like, I want to join the cult. Because that would have been an easy way to find him, huh? Alright, here we are, once more in the sewers of a game. There always has to be a sewer adventure. That, though, is where we're going to end this episode. In the next episode, we will explore the sewers, find this actor with the gem that was stolen by the wizard, and also probably deal with the cult while we're down here, too. And probably other things. Until then, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you later.